Welcome back to the pack. It's Alvo TheWolfeCraze, baby. We got an update for you. Alvo dropping another patch, and this one probably a little bit more significant than the other ones. We're going to go over the crossplay that was dropped and many other updates that fix bugs, add new content. But let's get into it right here, right now. Buckle on in. Let's get to it. All right, so as per usual, you can find all the patch update information here on the Discord, the official Alvo community Discord, or you could go over to the Facebook channel. Just go into the groups, search Alvo VR. You'll be able to see it. Join there. Patch updates are there. They're over here on Discord. They're also over on Reddit and on the main webpage. But even better, if you log in to your Oculus Quest, sorry, Meta Quest, it'll always be Oculus to me, and you load into Alvo, you'll see it right there, right after you update on the main screen, and it delivers you all the updates to this patch. This patch is the crossplay patch, so we're going to go into a little bit of detail here, and there are a few other things that I want to showcase, but why don't we start off with Steve's post here in the Discord. Crossplay between PSVR and Quest is now live, and let me tell you, it is beautiful. It is working marvelously, almost as if crossplay was always a thing. I mean, Quest was playing with Quest, PSVR was playing with PSVR, and the quality of gameplay hasn't changed. So it's absolutely amazing. I'm loving it, and most everybody who has been playing religiously agrees with me. In this case, because crossplay is now live, both PSVR platform and Quest 2 are going to be able to squad up in all modes and maps. This is a big step forward for the future of the game because so much more is to come, and we got a little expose here. Not really, it's a bullet point thing, but I like to think of it as an expose. It sounds fancier, right? Of what is coming up, which we'll talk a little bit about. But thank you all for your support from the entire Alvo team. Be sure to update the game and then jump in to make some new enemies. I mean, friends. The full patch notes are below, which we're going to go through. An update of the work in progress. Now, this is very important because this is related to kind of a roadmap that's on the way, and there's some neat details in here. A launch on the Pico platform, which usually is only found in China, but they are going global, is Alvo's going to be working with Pico to get their product on the Pico headsets. What does this mean? With crossplay a feature now, we will be playing against people using the Pico, or at least ideally that is what is bound to happen for the future. Global Pico players will be included in the crossplay with PSVR and Quest 2, subject to Sony approval. The reason why crossplay took a little while is because Sony takes its time with its quality assurance checks and stuff, make sure everything's running smooth and everything is met, meaning all their regulatory requirements are met before they allow you to push it live. That was a little bit of a delay, but I understand they want good quality on their platform, and crossing over with Meta is a big thing, so they had to make sure that it was done right. And of course, the Alvo team doing it right, making it work, and it's beautiful. Some of the new things coming out include new maps, private matches, hardpoint, manual reload, new guns, PSVR 2, and Steam VR. Let's start with the first bullet point here, new maps. We got High Rise, we also got Pit, Hangar, and Veranda. Now, I can tell you right now that the ones that are closest to completion is High Rise and Pit. Those two I haven't played myself, haven't tested it, done some QA stuff on it. They're looking good. They're looking really nice. Those are closer to release. Now, I don't know the actual release date, and even if I did, I wouldn't be able to tell you. That is not up to me. I'm not a community person, but I can tell you that these are in great condition, very high quality maps. So excited for them. Hangar is another one that is coming close to completion, but not quite there yet. Looking beautiful, still going through all the testing, making sure everything's good, there are no LED issues, all the textures look nice, stuff like that, quality assurance stuff. Make the map look good. So Hangar's a little bit further behind, but not too much behind High Rise and Pit. And Veranda is still kind of a new map, but it's further along than some of the other ones in progress, so that's thrown up here. Also, kind of highlight to you guys, there's so much more to come, especially with maps. If you like Dojo and if you like Retreat, you're absolutely going to like these maps. I can guarantee it. The next thing is private matches. Now, this is a big thing, especially for the competition scene. Myself included, being an esports broadcaster, this is so important. I can't wait. I know we've been waiting for it for about a year, but with everything and all these high ambitions that the team has had, they wanted to accomplish those things. They wanted to get the crossplay out first, not only to increase the lobbies, but to also make sure that everything that's new that is pushed out to both platforms simultaneously. So that took priority before the private matches, but now the crossplay is out. Private matches are a must. They are coming, and I can't wait till it's released to everybody. The next point is hardpoint game mode. Now this has been on the main menu for a long time, saying coming soon. I know everybody hates that word soon, but things take time, folks. So in this case, coming soon is literally kind of like right around the corner. I know hardpoint is a little bit in like pre-alpha kind of state. I haven't seen it. Hopefully I'll see it soon, but guys, I'm telling you, from what I heard, you're gonna love it. It's exactly what you're looking for in hardpoint. Think Call of Duty. I think it's along those lines, but without having seen it myself, I can't really give you my personal opinion on it. But from what I hear, it's looking great, and it plays great, and I can't wait to get it in my hands and then get it out to you guys. So exciting. Hardpoint coming up, hopefully right after or simultaneously with private matches. We'll see. Next up is manual reload. I know there have been so many requests for manual reload, especially from those from the PSVR and Quest scene. Players are so accustomed to manual reloads along the lines of what you see in Onward and in Pavlov and in Contractors, hell, even in Population 1. Well, the team is hard at work. They heard those requests, and they have been hard at work at putting a manual reload system into play. This is going to replace the semi-manual reload, which is currently in place, where you pull the clip up to the gun, and then you get the reload animation. That's going to go away, and that's going to be replaced by the manual reload system. I have played with this one. It's in its early stages, a little bit infancy, but we did get a little bit sneak peek, and we're going to show it to you now. So here you actually see the reload system working. You can see that you can pull it out with your hand. You can cock back the reload or the slider. You can keep throwing it in there. There's obviously a lot going on here, but a few points to pick out from this video in particular. One, you can actually grip the magazine. You can rip it right out of the loading dock, and you can replace it with a new one. You can throw it away, bring the new one up. What's important to note here, though, is that right after, when you throw in a new one, it's a bit of a proximity. It's not as precise as what you will find in some of those military sims. It's a little bit more automated. When you reach a certain perimeter or a proximity, then it's going to snap into place, and then you're going to have to pull the slider back to load the weapon itself. Another thing to note, you can see a little white outline around the magazine. That's letting you know that that is the next step. And then when you go and pull the slider back, you can see there's a little white line as well, indicating that's what your next step is to ensure that the gun is loaded. And then you can fire away. Another point here is that not only can you grab the magazine and rip it out of the loading bay, but you can also press a button. There's going to be a button press option to drop the clip, so you don't have to go through that extra step of taking out the clip or the magazine yourself and then picking up the one from the vest and loading, and then you could just drop it with a button press and then pull it straight from your vest if you're looking for that quick reload. Another thing to point out is that there is collision here with the magazines. You can see it's sitting on top of the gun, and with a little bit further down in the video, you can see he is displaying that you can smack the gun with the magazine, and even though it's in relatively close proximity, it is not near the loading bay for the magazine itself. It's actually colliding against the gun, so you're not going to get accidental loads into the loading bay. You have to be a little bit more precise than that. So it's really good to see that they're putting those finer details in, making the loading of the weapon a little bit more precise, which is great. It's going to be a great feature, and this is going to replace the semi-manual reload. All right, going back to the patch notes, we just reviewed the manual reload system, which is looking incredible. Obviously, some more finer details are going to have to be worked out, but it's looking good so far. And I love that they're showcasing it early on, a little bit earlier in its infancy, to show that there is progress being made on it. So if you're excited for that, there you go. I'm just as excited for it, because that will be the system I'm using. But let's go on to the next point, which is new guns. Guys, I know nothing about this. I know a lot of what's happening in the game. I know nothing about new guns. So I'm curious to know how many are going to be in. I'm curious to know what they are, but just know this is on the list of things to come in the near future. What weapons those are going to be, not sure, but I can't wait to find out. These last 2 points are obviously going to be a little bit later down the line. PSVR 2 is right around the corner. It's going to come out Q1 of 2023. We know this, and I know that there are going to be some launch titles. Alvo is likely not going to be that one, because there's a lot of focus going into content next. As you can see from the previous bullet points, that's where the focus primarily is. When the PSVR 2 launches, I'm sure we're going to get the update, but I don't know how soon after. It's probably going to be a little bit further down the line, because obviously there's going to have to be upgrades from graphical fidelity and stuff of that sort, and there's going to have to be an adaptation to the new Sense controllers. But I think that's why it's near the bottom of this list of new things to come, because you know, it's around the corner, but there's still a lot more that needs to be added to the game before they actually upgrade it to the next platform. And the same with Steam VR. I think it's along the same lines. They want to try to reach the most amount of players possible, but to do that, there has to be enough content within the game to entice people and pull more people together. And with all the content coming prior to these launches on the various platforms, I'm almost guaranteeing this thing's going to take off. All right, now let's talk about the actual patch notes to the game, not the stuff that's coming, but the things that are already in with this new patch. With this new patch, we're going to see various features from cross-platform support, which is working great. If you actually go back on my Twitch channel, you'll be able to see me playing last night, which is actually tonight, the night that I'm recording it, playing with PSVR people, and it runs super smooth. Absolutely loving it. The way it transferred from independent platforms to cross-platform has been marvelous. You're going to see some similar hiccups because you're going to be on different servers. It's going to transition from EU to US servers as per usual, but that's all you're going to experience. So it's not going to feel any different from what you've already been experiencing, which is phenomenal. That is a very hard transition to make. In Mardonpol OutsideIn, you did it. The other feature, which is more immersive, is the networked bullet impact sounds and bullet sounds when they whiz past you. I don't know what the hell you would call that, but pretty much when bullets are flying around you and also hitting, you know, the environment around you, you now hear it. And boy, is it scary. When you're going behind a vehicle or peeking around a wall and you hear a bullet whiz by you, you are immediately freaking out. This is very much unlike if a shot was fired at you. You had to wait for the bullet trajectory to actually see the bullet trajectory and then move. No, you can hear this one coming and get out much faster than you could before and probably survive an engagement that way. Absolutely wonderful design. I love it. It's so much more immersive, guys. You got to hop in, you got to try it out and listen for those audio cues. So the next feature was related to the bullet flyby sounds, but let's talk about the general stuff, the fixes that maybe you encountered, maybe you didn't. And some of these I didn't really notice, I didn't really encounter. These were actually reported by you guys, the community. So it goes to show that all of your feedback is imperative in improving the experience for everybody else. So keep that feedback coming. If we go down the list, we got missing duck on town map that was added back in. I think that was near the dumpster behind the police cars. I think that was the one missing. I'm not entirely sure. It used to be a dumpster. I don't know if it's still a dumpster. Could be a tipped over truck. But let me know. Go check it out. See if you can find that duck. Another one was a vignette not being enabled again after downstate and zombies. So people who ran with vignettes because you know, they're sensitive to the motion and they needed that comfort of the vignettes. When you were in zombies and you were downed and you were revived, the vignette went away. That's been fixed. Hop back into zombies, play it, and make sure you get those skins. Another fix is the empty button sprite in one of the messages when loading the game. Not entirely sure what this one was. If you know what it was, well, here you go. Here's the fix. I haven't actually seen that one, so if anyone could be generous enough to share in the comments perhaps what that was, and I don't know, let me know how that was produced. I'd be interested because I haven't heard that one, but if you're aware of it, it's now fixed. There's also an error that sometimes caused you know, to not display your avatar in the party menu. This was fixed. This is a minor fix, but it's important because it, you know, avatars help distinguish from players. Like mine in particular over in the quest is a picture of me. If it looked different, then obviously someone might think that I was a different player when they saw that avatar again. So this is a nice little quality of life fix. Also, there was an issue that was breaking loadouts when joining an ongoing game directly. So you would load in your loadouts, just they weren't what you set them up as. Well, this has been fixed as well. So very nice little touches there. There was wrong button mapping on the dual wield left hand with the PlayStation Move control. If you experience this, so hopefully this is fixed. If you continue to have those issues though, please be sure to report it so that it can be fixed in the next patch. This next one was also on the PlayStation side, where there was a reload animation issue with the Chaco, or the sniper rifle. If you're unsure of the names of the guns, the Chaco is the sniper rifle. And over with the PlayStation Move controllers, there's an issue with the reload animation. That was fixed. Another quality of life measure that was improved. Grenade arc persisting when the game ends while holding a grenade. I know that I experienced that one, so that one's been fixed. Well done. Retreat and dojo music, which changed. The reason for this is because there were some copyright strikes, especially for people who were streaming. So if you're a streamer and you were worried about that, no worries. Now, they do have the licensing for it. It's not like they were using music that was unlicensed. They had the licenses for them, but unfortunately, when people would try to stream the game, I don't know if this is the exact reason, but this is what I heard. People were getting copyright stricken. So to avoid that, the music was changed. Hopefully there are no more issues, but if you still have persisting issues, let the team know. But the retreat and dojo music map have changed, and they're still good. I enjoy them. For the zombies, there's a variety of different fixes, including the inability to bleed out or revive yourself if a player dies while reviving you in zombies. This happened to me on a number of occasions. I'd be getting revived by a teammate, they would get downed, and then their revive would go all the way to 100, but I would never get revived. So it was a persisting issue that was easily replicated. They found it, fixed it. Hopefully no more issues there. There was also an issue preventing barricades to be unlocked in zombie sanatorium. So when you go, sometimes there were times when your teammates would go and unlock a barricade, and then for some reason on the network side for other players, it wouldn't go down. So you'd be stuck in a hall. Not only would it not go down for you when someone else unlocked it, but you also couldn't unlock it yourself. This has been corrected. Hopefully you don't experience it again, but if you do, again, report it and see if you can, find a way to reproduce it on multiple occasions. 2 more fixes on zombies. No vignette on zombies after reviving. We talked about this. And the ability to crouch past a blockade in sanatorium. Apparently people were able to find a way. That's crazy to me because I crawled around all those barricades and I was never able to get past them without unlocking them. So someone was able to find a sneaky way of doing it. One way that quality testers couldn't figure out. So kudos to you guys. This is why we have beta players and why we have you guys reporting back to us to figure out like how to replicate these things and get them fixed. So hopefully this is no longer an issue and you can't sneak past those pesky barriers. And then on the map end of things, there's been fixes like over on town. It says orange sewers background. That was fixed. The tilted view on dojo after like you died, or if you were in the end game menu, the camera would be tilted awkwardly and it looked like you were about to fall over. That's kind of the perspective it gave. That was fixed. There are some light artifacts on dojo as well. Search and destroy cycle through spectator cameras on S&D if settings are open is disabled. So your ability to cycle through the cameras while you had the settings open, originally if you died in SMD or you were in spectator mode, you just loaded in and you had the menu open, you'd still be able to cycle through the cameras and your menu would still persist in its place. So you'd have to cycle all the way back to the camera that you were on, that your menu had spawned. That's been disabled. So now if you open up your menu, you can't cycle through the cameras until you close the menu. That's great. Love it. And then the last one is the kill streak. The dogs apparently were fixed, so there was no bleeding when you shot them. I know, really sad, guys, but hey, you gotta eliminate kill streaks, and unfortunately, so one of the kill streaks is dogs. Now there's a bleeding effect, so when you shoot them, you should be able to see some blood. Not a significant feature, but it's a little feature that is important for quality of life and just immersive purposes. So that's it, folks. That's it for this new patch, the Crossplay patch here for Alvo on PSVR and Quest 2. Guys, if you haven't hopped in already, be sure to update it and hop in. The lobbies are full and they're lively from people around the world. It doesn't matter what time of day you hop on, just make sure you hop in and test out all the different game modes from FFA to TDM, S&D, and even check out the new sanatorium for zombies. Make sure you get those skins too, and if you guys haven't checked out how to get those skins, go over to my YouTube channel. Oh wait, you're already here, so you might as well scroll down. Check out my sanatorium video. It'll kind of show you how to get those. If you have questions, be sure to leave comments. Maybe I can guide you to get those skins. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in to this new patch update for Alvo. And I'll see you guys out there. Peace.